Hey everybody, and welcome back to another AFR Monday Night Double Play, brought to you by our sponsor Play.com. And tonight we have another first on the show, and we'll be doing a show featuring Roller Rumble, which is a game about roller derby. They just recently had a new set released, which is the Pioneers set. So it features players from the 30s, 40s, and 50s in the set. And so I'll be playing a game out between the Hawaiians and the Jolters, which are two of the teams that you can create with this new set. If you've never seen this game before, it uses the qualities that are in a lot of the Play.com games. Pretty basic game to play through, a lot of fun. It'll play through really quick, and actually it's going to play through even quicker because I'll be using one of the optional rules that captures the flavor of this of the sport, and it will be joining the game in progress. So we'll automate the first half score. I'll show you how that works, and then we'll jump right into the fifth period of the game. So, all right, let's head on down to the banked racetrack and see what happens here with Roller Rumble. If this is your first time joining us on a live show, welcome. Please feel free to leave comments in the chat window, and I'll be sure to get to them during the show. We usually have a pretty lively group of fans and gamers here in the chat room, so maybe they might jump in and answer some questions too. Other than that, all right, let's head right down to the track for our game of Roller Rumble. All right, so here we are. We have our two teams set up. The Hawaiians are the visiting team up here, and the Jolters are the home team for tonight. The bench for the Hawaiians is over here, and the bench for the Jolters is over here. And how the game works is the game is split up into 8 different periods, and it starts out with the women racers on the track, and the women skaters. They'll play for 1 period, and then they'll switch off, and then the men will play the even numbered periods. But we're actually going to start in period number 5, and we'll show you how this works right here in the game booklet. There is a halftime score generator. So what we will do is we'll just simply roll the dice for the home, or for the we'll roll for the visiting team first, I guess. We get a 61, and that tells us that the visitors scored 17 points. So we'll mark that on our score sheet here. I'm using the swipe score board again. Let's see. Whoops. There we go. 17 points. And then the home team, we'll roll the 46, and they also scored 17 points. All right, so we'll get them up, and I'll make a mark down on my score sheet as well. We are at 17 to 17, and that will be important for any tiebreakers that might happen on the cards. So how this game works is you have a deck of FAQ cards, and they are 4-sided. So you'll just take them all, shuffle them between each period. You can change the orientation of a couple of them to really randomize it. And then how it works, each period will last through this full deck. So once you reach the bottom, that's the end of the period. You shuffle them again. You move the skaters off the track and bring on the next squad, and then move on to the next period. So what you'll do, you'll flip it over, and first we're going to read the skate result, and usually this is going to have us check for a quality on a skater in a certain position. Now the skaters are broken up into blockers. There's 2 here, the pivot skater in the middle, and then finally the 2 jammers. And the jammers are the people who are going to usually do the scoring for the teams. The way the game worked in real life is that these skaters would go around the track, and they'd be in a group on the track. The jammers for both teams would be behind the pack, and the jammers would try to work their way up to the front of the pack, and then once they did that, that would start a scoring jam. So then they would have 60 seconds to lap the field, and then for every opponent that they passed in that 60 seconds, they would score a point. And then at the end of the 60 seconds, the ref would blow the whistle, count how many points were scored, and then they would reset. For the Roller Rumble game, what's going to happen is every time a team wins one of these quality challenges for the skate action, we'll move this chip up, and that represents them working their way up towards a jam. And once they move their token to this, then they're able to start a jam, and then you'll flip another card over and see how many points are scored. And initially it's just the team that started the jam, but then in parentheses there'll also be a result, and the other team is also able to possibly score points during the secondary jam. And then you'll see that sometimes that'll refer to a quality. It'll have you check maybe a couple different skaters to see what happens. And then finally, the last thing that can happen is a power jam. So if a team moves up to the jam column, instead of immediately starting a scoring opportunity, they can continue, and then if they're able to win another skate challenge, then they'll move up to the power jam. You'll flip the card over and check the power jam result, and then when a team is on a power jam, only they can score. The other team cannot. However, the problem is that if you're sitting on that and waiting to go to a power jam, the other team can still move up, and then if they start a jam, you are stuck, and then they'll just get to score points and you cannot. And then once you get through the jam, we'll reset the tokens and then start all over. So alright, so let's just jump right in here. If any questions come up, please let me know in the chat room, and I'll be sure to get to them. But otherwise, let's get going with our Hawaiians taking on the Jolters in Roller Rumble. So our first card asks, is there a mean jammer in 5? So we look here, and neither of the skaters have that, so that means nothing happens. And then we'll go to the next card. As for a star skater in 4, so here we have Barbara Bobby Mateer, and she is a star player. She embarrasses an out-of-position opponent, and the Hawaiians move up 1 on the track. And now we have our first penalty of the game. So we'll flip and we'll look at the skater on the next card, and it says it's the visitor and number 5. So Julie Patrick of the Hawaiians gets called for a penalty. How a penalty will work, it's going to last through 6 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I do is I just count out 6 cards, put that player there, and then so I know after I flip those 6 cards that player will come back in. And after a penalty, the jam track is reset. So the Jolters with a chance to jump out in front here with the penalty. Let's see, the action visitor team switches jammers from among skaters on the track. Let's see, so we'll have Bobby Mateer move down to the pivot position, and Jeannie Porter will move into the jammer position. Alright, and now we're going to have our first substitute. Substitute works kind of the same way as the penalty to find out who it is. So you flip the next card, and this says the visitor skater in number 3. And what that means is, for whatever reason, that player has to exit the game just for this period, so they cannot come back. So it actually worked out kind of well that they switched positions, because now we have a higher TV grade person there switching out. So we'll have Mateer goes out, and Grace Fried comes in the pivot position. Move along here. Let's see, smart skater in 1. The Jolters have a smart. Hawaiians don't. They notice a weakness in an opponent's track pattern, so they move up. Okay, and we're going to have our first action. So when it says action on the card there under the skate, you flip the next card and then read the action result. In this case, it says the home team scrambles and a jammer finds some room. They'll move up 1. So they are close to a jam. That's the end of the penalty. Julie Patrick comes back out on the track. And we'll have our first highlight reel. Alright, so we'll go back to the book and see the highlight reel. We'll roll the dice. Read them black to white, 56. It says the home team jams. A skater in 3 joins in the jam. Include the qualities of the skater in 3 in checking the jam reading. Oh, okay. So the home team gets a jam. We'll read the card. And let's see. So we have no points are scored, but a cheat skater in 1 or 2 uses an illegal tactic to disable defenders, and a jammer scores 3 points. So it looks like we have no cheat in 1 or 2. Grace Freyd has it, but she's in the 3 position. So that's going to be no score for that jam. So everybody will reset. And we're about halfway through the 5th period here. All right. Let's see. We have our first commenters in the chat room. The game designer himself, Keith Avalon, is here, commenting on the scoreboard. Yeah, so this is that swipe scoreboard that I used. They have the baseball one, so this is actually, I want to say it's the volleyball one, but I thought it stood out really nicely. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, it gives a nice little point representation, so it's easier for me to keep track of which team's in front, which team's trailing, and hopefully easier for the viewers. All right, so here we go. Everybody's starting back up from that failed jam attempt. A powerful skater in 1. Okay, so this time we have both the Jolters and the Hawaiians have a powerful skater in 1, so we go to the tiebreaker. If they had a starred quality, like you see Jeannie Porter has a star over the fast, that would break a tie. If neither of them has that, then you go to the trailing team, and they're both tied right now. So then the final tiebreaker is the home team for the home court advantage. Alice Buchek sends 2 skaters flying into the rail, and the Jolters move up 1 on the track. And then we're going to have another action, and we're going back to the highlight reel. All right. So we roll a 52. 52 says that a skater is injured for the rest of the game. So we'll flip a card and see which skater it is, and it's the visitor skater in 5. So Julie Patrick is going to be injured for the game. That's a bad blow for the Hawaiians. So we'll flip her card over, and we'll bring out our next substitute. So Jean Goat will come in, and after that'll stop play, so we'll reset the jam tokens. Next card, we got another action. Let's see, the skaters in 2 exchange blows. So now we're going to look at the TV grade. Alright, so in addition to their qualities, each skater also has a TV grade, and this represents how popular the skater is, how, how attractive they were to the TV viewing audience, how much they were cheered or booed. And so in this case, Mary Gardner has a higher TV grade, so she will win that exchange, and the Hawaiians will move up 1. Alright, and we're going to have another action. The skater in 2 shoves opponent into the rail, so it's another TV grade check. So Mary Gardner again gets the best of Honey Thomas. They are close to a jam. Let's see, an agile skater in 5 weaves through the pack. Okay, so again, we've got 2 skaters that both have the agile quality. Neither is starred. The teams are still tied, so the home team will get the benefit of that. Next one, see body blow from big skater in 4. Neither of them is big, so nothing happens. Big skater in 1 or 2. So in this case, Buchek is big. So the Jolters will move up. Each team just 1 away from getting a jam opportunity. And we're going to have another action. A cheat skater in 5. Let's see, neither of them has a cheat quality, so we'll move to the next card. And this is asking for another cheat quality in 1. Neither of them has it. So we'll move to the next card. The trailing team gets on a roll. So let's see, we're tied. So that means that we'll give the benefit to the home team. And so the Jolters are in the jam, and they will start a jam. So here we go, our second jam. And no points on the initial jam, but then it says a fast skater in 1 or 2. So do we have a fast skater? Oh yes, the Hawaiians have 2 fast skaters. All right, so Doss and Gardner, they trip opponents from behind as the jam ends, and a jammer skates past for 1 point. So we'll give it to Porter, who scores a point. And reset the track. The Hawaiians now on top, 18-17. And we're almost to the end of the period here, and just the 1 point scored so far. A big skater in 3. So let's see, Grace Fried has the big quality. Ma Bogash also has the big quality, but she has the starred big quality, so that means she will win it. She provides a huge screen for her jammer. Jolters move up. Will they have time to get another jam? Oh, we've got another substitute. The home skater in 4, so Ivy King will sub out, and we'll put in Georgina Kemp. Looks like the last couple minutes of the period. We're going to have an action. Let's see, the skaters in 2 exchange shoves. So that's Mary Gardner again, winning the battle there against Honey Thomas. Agile skater in 3. Oh, neither of them are agile, so we'll move to the next one. So 2 cards. We might get a jam. Oh, we'll go to the action. It says flying elbows cause heated words between the skaters in 2. So that would be Gardner and Thomas again. So Gardner would win. But that is going to be the end of the period. And so just 1 point here in the 5th period. And the Hawaiians go on top 18-17. So now the women will skate off the track. And we'll have the men come out for their first action of the night here in the second half. All right. I guess we'll leave Goat in. Okay. All right, so the men will skate onto the track. For the Hawaiians, we'll have their 3 subs, and then the hometown Jolters will come out. All right, I'll give the cards a good shuffle here. We'll check on the questions. So yes, Keith was saying that even though that one team started a jam, the other team was able to get a point out of it. So definitely one of the cool features that works pretty seamlessly in the game. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? Oh, somebody's saying that we could get an American Gladiators game using this engine. Possible. Very possible. Yeah, one of the things I love about the games here with the qualities is you can look at a player just at a glance, and you'll know that the more qualities that they have, the more that they're going to be able to contribute to their team. So here we see for the Hawaiians, their pivot is Burt Wall, and he has 4 qualities. They're all starred, and he has a AA TV grade. So obviously he's one of the bigger names that's going to be out on the floor at any time, facing off against Billy Bogash, who has 5 qualities, but only 2 of them are starred. And he also has the AA grade. So one of the things to note in this Pioneer set that these players were playing before the players actually had a position named on the floor. So there's no pivot players per se, but in the sheet that you get with it, it says that generally the highest TV grade player for each team will be in that pivot position. So that's why I have Burt Wall and Billy Bogash out there. All right, so we will get ready here for period number 6. Change that. All right, and here we go. The men are on the floor, and let's get going. A star skater in 4. That's Wes Aronson. He's actually a starred star player against their pivot man, Burt Wall. 5, 6. All right, so we'll put Burt down there and see if the Hawaiians, or if the Jolters can take advantage of this penalty situation. Let's see, a big jammer in 5. Is anybody big? Oh, that's Silver Rich. Hey, so the Hawaiians move up. A powerful skater in 2. That's Ed Muscle Stampley. Yes, he's powerful. He tosses opponent aside, and then they'll move up. A star skater in 1 or 2. No star skaters. We'll move to the next one. A powerful skater in 4. Heaves opposing skaters in 2 and 3 to the track floor. So both Paul Mullane and Wes Aronson are powerful. However, the Jolters are now trailing, so they'll win the tiebreaker. So Aronson powers his way in, and the Jolters are just 1 away from starting another jam. A fast skater in 3. So Bogash does have fast, and they're in the penalty situation. So he'll win. But also, no, even if a player doesn't have a quality, when it's in a penalty situation, if there's nobody opposing them, they also will win the check. All right, so now let's see. Well, they're behind, so I was gonna say maybe they would try for a power jam, but they're gonna go for the jam right now. So, all right, so jams, no points yet again, but a fast jammer streaks outside. So let's see. No fast on there. Wes Aronson is fast. So he will score. So he'll streak outside for 3 points. Oh, mark down him on the score sheet. Where's Wes Aronson? There he is. So he'll get 3 points. And the Jolters go up on top, 18-20. And that'll end the penalty. So both teams now back on full strength. So I've got a question from Glenn Bonesteel. Says, do you have to shuffle, or can you just use the back of the cards? It's suggested that you shuffle them. You probably could just take the deck and flip them over. I like to just shuffle them, and I just get a little more randomization. But the cards are double-sided with 2 results on each side. So absolutely, if that's what you wanted to do to sort of speed things up, you could do that. But the book recommends that you shuffle the cards between each period. All right, great question. And we'll move on here. We're about halfway through the 6th period. A fast skater in 1. So that's Russ Masro. He uses his speed to lead a jammer through the pack. A big skater in 3. Neither of them are big, so nothing happens. We'll have our first substitution of this period. It's the home skater in 4. Oh, so unfortunately that's Wes Aronson, one of their better skaters. And let's see, we'll have him replaced. We'll have Boots Larson come on to the track. And we'll have an action result. Actions, skaters in 2 exchange shoves. So we'll go to the TV grade. And we see that Bob Lewis and Muscle Stampley both have a C. So we'll go to the tiebreaker. And now the Hawaiians are the trailing team. So they'll move up. They're just 1 away from a jam. An agile skater in 3 knocks over an opponent. So that's Burt Wall against Billy Bogash. So actually they're both starred agile skaters. So again, we'll go to the tiebreaker. The Hawaiians are trailing, so they'll move up to a jam position, and they're going to try to do a power jam since the Jolters are so far back. Let's see if the gamble works. We'll go to the action again. The skaters in 1 trade words and shoves as they circle the track. And so it's a TV grade check. So Russ Masro has a B, Billy Lyons has a C, and the Hawaiians move up into a power jam. All right, so we'll flip the card. And they're the only ones who can score, and they do. They get 3 points. So we'll give let's see, Silver Rich, we'll give him the 3 points. And they get 3 points to move up on top, 21-20. We'll reset the jam chips and move right along here. The speed of a fast skater in 3. So Burt Wall is a starred fast player. Billy Bogash is only fast, so that means that he'll win. He knocks opponent off balance. Hawaiians move up. And we're going to have another highlight reel play. We'll roll the dice. We get a 16. The home team jams. The skater in 3 joins in the jam. The home skater in the lead jammer position. All right. So Billy Bogash is going to jam for his team. They'll move up to the jam position. And let's see what happens. Oh, and again, it's no points. Do we have a cheat skater in 1 or 2? We do not. So that's going to be no points. So a wasted jam opportunity. And we'll reset the board. And start back up again. A powerful skater in 1. So they're both tied. The Jolters are trailing, so they will win. He sends 2 opponents flying into the rail. We'll have an action result. And we'll go to the highlight reel again. This time we get a 22. Let's see. A fight breaks out in the infield area, stopping play. The skater and opponent are sent to the penalty box. All right, so play will stop, which means we reset the jam chart. And let's see which skater it is. It's the visitor skater in 4. So Paul Mullane and Boots Larson will go to the penalty box. And that's going to take us almost to the end of the period. I'll put them up here. All right, so we'll have a 4-on-4 for a minute here. Let's see, the audience roars as a star skater in 3 knocks down opponent. So Bogash and Wall, they're both starred stars. But now the Jolters are trailing, so they'll get the benefit there. A big skater in 1 or 2, that's Billy Lyons. He keeps opponent out of position. The Jolters looking to get back in the lead here. Go to the action chart. Referee stops play to the let's see, to warn the skaters in 4 about aggressive play. But there are no skaters in 4. So I wonder if he would stop play. I'm going to say that he doesn't, since there's no skaters there. He'll let him skate on so nothing happens. Let's see. The trailing team gets on a roll. They'll move up into the jam position. And now the Jolters will also try for a power jam since the Hawaiians are so far behind. Let's see. And this asks for a star skater in 4. There's nobody there, so nothing happens. We'll move to the next card. The penalty is over, so both skaters come on. We'll be at full strength for the last few cards here. Let's see, action. The home team is fired up by raucous cheering fans. There we go. So we're going to have a power jam right near the end of the period here. And they're going to get 4 points. All right. We'll divide it up. We'll give Pierce and Larson each 2 points. Let's see. So Pierce gets 2. And Boots Larson gets 2. And they'll move up to 24. They're ahead by 3. We'll reset it, and we only have 1 card left. The skater and our smart skater in 1. So that'll be Mastro. So you move up 1, but then that's going to be the end of the period. All right, and so after 6, it is 24-21 Jolters. Let's see. So the Hawaiians scored 3 points. All right. All right. So the men will skate off the floor, and we'll have the women come back out. So we got a nice close game here with 2 periods to play. Let's see. All right, so the Hawaiians have to kind of shuffle their lineup around because of the injury to Patrick. So we'll have Grace Freyd out on the field to start things, and she'll be in the jammer position. And the women Jolters will come out. All right. And so to spice things up a little bit for for these final 2 periods, there was a house rule that I came up with to add some more cheat qualities specifically to this set. There's not too many players that have it, but in this period of the game in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, they really tried to play up the fact that the visitors were the bad guys, the quote-unquote bad guys, and the home team were the good guys. And so what I do is roll a die, and then that player in that position gets the cheat quality just for this period. So rolled a 3, so we'll just put a chip there to remind us that Jeannie Porter has the cheat quality for this period, and then at the end of the period we'll just remove that chip. So just to add a little bit more flavor to the game, and make the visitors seem like the bad guys for the game. Let's see. So we've got a question saying that he doesn't have any reference for the sport, being in Europe. Let's see, I feel like there is a couple of movies that detail the game. There probably wasn't anything equivalent as far as a sport for this in Europe, but definitely go on the web and look up roller derby. There's all kinds of videos on it. There's actually been a couple of organizations that have tried to get roller derby back in, in the last few years. They've tried doing it with like flat tracks. None of them ever really took off. But yeah, so there's definitely a lot of stuff online that you can read about the game and what's happened with them and the various incarnations of professional organizations that have done roller derby before. Let's see. Oh, well, there we go. And then Keith just chimed in that there was a European version called Roller Catch. So there you go. Check out Roller Catch. Google that and see if you can get some more details on the European version of roller derby. All right, for us here, we are into the 7th period with the visiting Hawaiians trailing the hometown Jolters 21-24. So this will be our last time with the women out on the field. Let's see. All right, so here we go. The cards all shuffled. And say a fast skater in 1. So it's Das. She uses her speed to lead her jammer through the pack. A big skater in 3. Oh, Ma Bogash, she is a starred big, so she provides a huge screen for her jammer. They'll move up. Oh, and we'll have our first substitution here. The visitor skater in 5. Oh no, so that was kind of their ace in the hole, having Grace Freed in the jammer position. But let's see. I guess we'll have Jean Goat substitute in. I'll move along. Oh, and also note that that substitutions, they were done on a rolling basis, literally and figuratively. So the jam track doesn't reset because play doesn't stop when there's a substitution. The skater would simply skate off the floor and their substitute would come on. So, all right, we're going to go back to the highlight reel, roll 56. And we get the home team jams, and the pivot man will get to add their qualities to the check. So the Jolters move up to the jam, and we get 3 points, and then a agile jammer. Let's see, churns through the pack to set up a power jam. Oh boy! All right, so first let's give 3 points to the Jolters, and we'll give 1 point to everybody. So we'll give Ma Bogash 1 point, and the King sisters each 1 point. And for the power jam, so let's see, agile. The Hawaiians have a starred agile and an agile. And the Jolters only have 1 agile, even between all 3. So the Hawaiians will get those points, and we'll set up a power jam. So we'll flip card and look at a power jam, and they're going to get 3 points. We'll give 2 to Bobby Mateer, and 1 point to Jean Goat. So they will get 3 points. And it is now a 3-point match, 24-27. All right. So here we go. Let's see, just catching up on the comments. Oh, look, let's see, Joe Besserfen said that there's 2 great roller derby movies, The Bay City Bomber, which was out in 1972, and then in 2009, there was a movie called Whip It. So you guys can look those up if you want to see about roller derby movies. And then there's another question of an agile ×2 versus an agile starred, who would have won. I think that would have tied. And then you'd go to the tiebreaker procedure, I believe, because then that would act as the same number. An agile starred counts as 2 qualities. So, good question. All right. Okay, so here we go. Teams are reset. It's back to a 3-point match. We're going to get an action. The home team surges around the track to move up 1. Another action. Flying elbows, heated words between the skaters in 2. Oh, so Mary Gardner and Honey Thomas continue their feud. And they will move up. Action. Oh, goodness. I guess I didn't shuffle these, but maybe. But again, the skaters in 2 exchange blows. Although it's kind of fun to see them continue fighting through the night here. So Gardner gets the better of that exchange. Hawaiians are close to a jam. Fast skater in 3. So that's Gene Porter. So they'll move up to the jam. Do they want to? Oh, they're going to take a chance, and they're going to try to go for a power jam. The speed of... Oh, and that's going to work out. Speed of a fast skater in 3. So Gene Porter, again, knocks opponent off balance. And the Hawaiians have a power jam. Textbook jam. Jammer cruises through the pack for 5 points. All right, we'll give Bobby Mateer all 5 of those points. And the Hawaiians will now take the lead, 29 to 27. We'll reset the field. Skaters get back in position. And here we go. A big jammer in 5 plows into opponent. So that's Jean Goat. And she will move her team up ahead. A big skater in 1 or 2. Let's see, so it looks like Buchek is the only big one. Keeps opponent out of position. The Jolters move up. Get another action. Home team gets charged up from the cheering crowd, so they move ahead. Let's see, an agile skater in 3. So that's Gene Porter. Both teams 1 away from a jam. The visitor team switches jammers. Let's see, what do they want to do? Oh, let's see. Let's have Mary Gardner move into the jammer position. All right. Oh, and then we're going to get a substitute. It's the visitor skater in 3. Oh, no. So they'll go to their last sub that they have right now. So Phyllis Wittenberg will come in for the first time. A mean skater in 2. No mean skater. We'll go to the next card. Speed of the fast skater in 3. They no longer have a fast skater in 3. And we will have a penalty. And it's going to go against the home team, against Honey Thomas. Let's see. That's almost going to take us to the end of the period. So penalty resets the jam chart. Hawaiians looking to add to their lead. Let's see, powerful skater in 3. Levels 3 opponents with 1 blow. So Mob Bogash says, I don't care if we're down 1. Let's see, fast skater in 1 or 2. Dolores Das speeds into a favorable position. The trailing team gets on a roll. That's the Jolters. Oh, so the team that's short-handed might actually get a jam. We're going to go to the action. The home team surges, and indeed, we're going to have the team that's short-handed get a chance to jam here. Yeah, they're down by 2, so they're just going to go for the jam. And we get 1 point. We'll give Ivy King 1 point. That's a 2-score game, and then a fast jammer. So let's see. So we have fast stars, and then fast. So thanks to Katie King being a starred fast jammer, she rockets around the track and through the pack and scores 4 points. How about that? So Katie King gives her team the lead, and they are now up 32 to 29. And that's also the end of the penalty. So that didn't work out well for the Hawaiians. And there's just 2 cards left, so probably nothing else is going to happen. Agile skater in 5. That's Katie King again. They'll move up. And the last card is a action, but nobody's close to jamming, so we'll just say that that's the end of the period. So with just one period to go, the Jolters are up 3 points over the Hawaiians, thanks in large part to that great short-handed power jam from Katie King. All right. Oh, we got a shout out for Ma Bogash in the chat room from Keith. Hey, what a great name, Ma Bogash. Gotta love that. And was Ma Bogash related to Billy Bogash? Were they husband and wife or brother and sister? I'd be interested to, or if it just happened to be that they had the same last name. You don't hear a lot of people with the name Bogash anymore, but all right. I'll give the cards a good shuffle here for our last period of play. We'll head into the 8th with the hometown team clinging to a 3-point lead. So the women will skate off for the last time. And we'll get the men back. Yep. Okay. So, if the Jolters were able to hang on, I think that Katie King would maybe be the MVP of the match so far. Although Ma Bogash definitely had a lot of input on the game. Oh, there we go. So Ma Bogash was Billy Bogash's mother. Well, there we go. All right. So let's see if her son can keep things going and hold on to the lead as we go into the 8th period for our roller rumble jam here between the Hawaiians and the Jolters. All right. First card. Oh, let's see. Who's going to be the cheat? Alright, so we'll give the cheat quality to Russ Masro. Alright, so this is asking, is there a cheat skater in 2? And there is not, so nothing doing. Big skater in 1. It's Billy Lyons. He knocks his opponent. He knocks Masro, Lewis, and Wall to the floor. The Jolters will move up. And, we're going to get an early substitution. It's the visitor skater in 1. So again, they'll lose their cheat player for the period. Let's see. Guess we'll have Ron, oh boy, Kolsoldson come out. He's a big bruiser of a guy. And we'll continue. A mean skater in 3. Well, Bert and Billy aren't mean, so we'll move on. Oh, we'll have another substitution. Everyone's starting to get tired here. And it's the visitor skater in 5. Uh-oh. The Hawaiians losing steam here. They'll have Howie Lester come on. They're down to their last substitute. A fast jammer in 5. Oh, well, how about that? Howie Lester comes on, and he's immediately called on. He blasts into the clear. Hawaiians move up. They need to score to try to either tie or take the lead here. Agile skater in 1. That's neither of those big guys. And we're going to have another highlight reel. Get a 16. The home team jams, and the skater in 3 joins in the jam. All right, well, there we go. So Billy Bogash leading a jam here. And we're going to have no points. An agile skater in 1 or 2, or in this case 3 because of the highlight reel. Is that right? Oh no, I guess he's just a lead jammer. He's not gonna add. Okay. So an agile skater in 1 or 2. That's going to be Bob Lewis. He sends opponent to the floor in the final sections of the jam, and a jammer scores 1 point. All right, so we'll give Howie Lester 1 point. And the Hawaiians close it to a 2-point game. So that jam didn't work out so well for the Jolters, but still got a 2-point lead. We've got about 3/4 of the period left here. Skaters get reset, and here we go. A mean skater in 1, no mean skater. A fast skater in 2. That's Bob Lewis again. He's helping his team out. The visitor skaters in 1 and 2 level opponent with forearm smashes. So Ron Colton and Bob Lewis team up for a double clothesline. Send their jammer further up the pack. They're looking for a jam, maybe a power jam potentially. A smart skater in 2. No smart skaters there. A revved up star in 2. Oh, nobody's a star. Agile skater in 3. Oh, they're both starred agile, but now the Hawaiians are trailing. So Burt Wall knocks over his opponent. Oh, let's see. They're going to try to go for a power jam with the Jolters all the way down there. The visitor team switches jammers. Let's see. I think we'll have how about we have Paul Mullane switch, and we'll move Bob Lewis up to the jammer position. Alright, and next we'll go to the action. The home team urged on by an animated crowd. They move up. Oh, are the Hawaiians going to regret not going for the jam? Smart skater in 3. Oh, no, they're going to get it, though, because they're both tied for smart, but the Hawaiians are trailing, so they will get their power jam. Let's see what happens. And it's going to be a 3-point power jam. All right, we'll give Bob Lewis 2 of the points, and we'll give Howie Lester 1. And the Hawaiians take the late lead here in the game. A little less than halfway to go in the match, in the last period here. Let's see. So Mike Cravens has joined us, and he asked, was this sport real, or was it more scripted, like in the WWE? I'm sure that maybe Keith can chime in with a more educated answer, but just from what I've read, it seems like that it was a little bit of both. Well, there we go. And just as I'm saying that, he types it in the chat room. So the skaters actually, they were trying, but they tried to work in spots with their star skaters, try to work the crowd and work up the soap opera line of the show. But definitely real athletes out there on the track. So, good question, and definitely this is a game that sort of tries to capture it as a real sport, I guess is the best way you could say. But then also have some of those dramatic elements that were part of the event as well. All right, so here we go. The Hawaiians with a 1-point lead now. So we head into the last part of the game. A mean skater in 2. They do have a mean skater in 2 now because of the switch. So Paul Mullane throws his opponent into the infield furniture. Crash. Hawaiians move in front. Speed of the fast skater in 3. Oh, and that's Burt Wall. He has a starred fast. So the Hawaiians looking to extend their lead, possibly. Oh, and we're going to have a penalty. Oh, and it's going to be the first penalty, or no, I guess the second penalty against the home team. That comes at an unfortunate time. So Paul Pierce will get the penalty. 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's going to take us almost to the end of the period. But it does reset the jam chart. All right, let's see. A fast skater in 5. That's Howie Lester, but nobody to oppose him anyways. I'll move up. Go to the action. Oh, and we're going to have a highlight reel. 62. Home skater in 3 burst into an immediate solo power jam. How about that? Billy Bogash just puts his team on his shoulder and says, "Follow me." And he is going to get a 2-point power jam all by himself to give his team the lead. Oh boy. All right. And so for the second time, we've seen the shorthanded team actually score. Okay, and now the Jolters are on top by 1 with just a little bit of time left. Can they hold on for this dramatic come-from-behind win? A big skater in 2 bowls over his opponent. Oh, that's Muscle Stampley. Pushes aside Paul Mullane. They'll move up. A big skater in 3. Neither of them are big. Also, that's the end of the penalty. Paul Pierce skates back onto the track. Just a little bit of time left on the clock. The home skaters in 1 or 2 deliver a series of effective body blows. So Muscle Stampley and Billy Lyons work over the pack, move their jammer up. Maybe they can score some bonus points here. Is there a cheat jammer in 5? There is not. Oh, just 2 cards left. An agile jammer in 5. Lester and Pierce, they both have it, but now the Hawaiians are behind, so they will move up. And the last card, again, it'll be an action, but nobody's close to the... Well, let's see. Why not? Let's just see what happens in the last second. Maybe something dramatic will happen. Alright, so go to the action. A cheat skater in 1. No. That's Golson. So that will be the end of the match. And there is your final. The Jolters 34 and the Hawaiians 33. Pretty exciting match. I'm glad that's turned out so close. Alright. That was a lot of fun, guys. And so hopefully you guys got to see just how quick that game can be played, especially if you use the joining a game in progress, which I think is a really great part of the game, that really kind of captures the whole, when you're turning on your TV in the early 70s. And that's how you'd see it, is they would join the game in progress. So that's why I wanted to show you guys that. But even if you did play out the game all 8 periods, if you wanted to, it's still pretty fast playing game. Not a lot of stats to keep track of. You just keep track of penalties if you want, injuries maybe, and then of course the points scored. So for our game here, it looks like the Hawaiian women, Matir, had 7 points, and she was actually the high scorer. For the women Jolters, Katie King had 5 points, and let's see, then Billy Bogash had, he had that 2, and Aronson had 3. So yeah, so nobody was really that high scoring. I guess Matir with 7. She'd get the MVP for her team, and then we'll give it to I don't know. I think we'd have to give it to Billy Bogash for his heroics there in the final period to do that jam all by himself. That was pretty cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, so we got a. So I noticed. Yeah, so I was actually able to go to the last game of the season for the Red Sox yesterday, and this is what they were giving out to everybody as they came into the gate. So that was pretty cool. This is my little Lego David Ortiz that I just have out in here for good luck. Yeah, and then the Jolter scored 34 points, so so that worked out kind of well. Let's see. Yeah. Mark Russell joining us, commenting about, so it was 17 at the half. That was generated from the chart here, and then pretty close to that same amount of points in the second half. And actually, I think it said in the book that a normal score for one of these matches when they were on TV, it would have been like 31, 32 points. So this was a pretty good representation of what you would notice in, or what you would have seen in a game of roller derby. So let's see, another question. The Kings are sisters? I'm going to assume that they were sisters. Katie and Ivy King. Since we had a mother and son duo on there, that's probably not a coincidence that there were two Kings also on the team. But I'm not sure. Maybe Keith will chime in on that if they were sisters. But all right. Any other questions on the Roller Rumble? And so again, this set that I was showing you, it's the Pioneers set. That was just released, and you can pick that up. It's only $9 for a printed set, and you get enough cards to set up. It gets 6 teams with the men's and women's, and has some interesting notes about it. And it also comes with an additional sheet that. So if you want to really capture the flavor of that, like 1940s. Roller derby, there were some different scoring that took place, and so this just tells you how you can change the readings on the fact cards to replicate how the scoring was done at that time. But I just figured that it'd be easier to just use the regular scoring, and actually I feel like it worked out pretty well with this team. So let's see. Joe Besterfen is saying he goes to a roller derby once a year on Long Island. Oh, well, there we go. $10 to get in, and you have to bring your own chair. Well, there you go. That's no frills entertainment at its best. It's pretty neat. Actually, yeah, there's... I feel like probably in most major metropolitan areas, there's probably some kind of amateur roller derby team, at least here in the States. So if something you want to check out, definitely go on Google and see if you can find a local team to cheer on. It's a really fun sport. It's kind of too bad that it never took off, and probably at this point it won't. But that's why we have games like Roller Rumble, so we can create our own league there on the tabletops. All right, guys. Well, if there's no other questions, I think I'll log off, and everybody can go check out Monday Night Football, maybe on TV. Be sure to join us tomorrow night for the news. It won't be on live, but the show should go up probably about 9 o'clock tomorrow night. And then, of course, tune in next Monday night. We'll be doing another playthrough next week. I'm actually going to be doing a football game, and we'll be recreating a classic Monday Night Football matchup. Stay tuned for more details on that, both here on the channel. I'll have some details on the news, and then also you can go over to the PLAAY.com Facebook page, and I'll post more details on that over there, and we'll have a vote on which of the Monday night matchups we'll be featuring. So, all right, everybody. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Steve, and until next time, get out there, have fun, play games, and I'll see you after further review. Have a good night, everybody.